Yo, 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 yo. Welcome into a little Sports 56 happy hour. I'm your buddy Johnny Radio. Jay Morgan's hanging out with me. We got a good show for you because it is a Thirsty Thursday, always brought to you by the best. Tito's Handmade Vodka. If life hands you lemons, just make a lemon drop. Always make sure it's with Tito's Handmade Vodka. Yes, Thirsty Thursdays, we have the best. We have Isaac Simpson's coming on at 11:30. We're going to talk about his Cowboys. Cowboy. By the way, they play the Giants at 7 o'clock on Sunday night. You know that you can catch all that action right here on Sports 56 on Sunday, Jay?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. And tonight, you can catch the Lions at the Chiefs, 7 p.m. right here. If you can't be in front of your big old TV, man, just don't worry about it. If you have to work and do a little something, you can listen to it right here. Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. We are the home of the NFL for you. And we got a lot of NFL to discuss today because, one, we got football to talk about. Two, we got gambling to talk about. Three, we also got some college games we got to start looking ahead. We got all kinds of things to do. And we're going to talk with Evie Van Pelt today at 12 o'clock. There's a big game for Ole Miss fans down in New Orleans. Ole Miss is playing Tulane. Right now, Ole Miss is a 7-point favorite currently in that ball game. So we're going to get into a little this, a little bit of that. But I got to start off with a little bit of football. Got some interesting things to point out for tonight's game and also some other things. I just wanted to ask the text line at 901-360-8255. That's 901-360-8255. Jay Morgan, I'm also interested in your opinion on this. You know Nick Bosa just got a fat contract, right?
Yeah.
5 years, $170 million. Nick Bosa will be playing this weekend. 49ers play the Pittsburgh Steelers. Everybody's picking the Steelers to upset the 49ers. And, yes, I know Kenny Pickett's great. I know Mike Tomlin wins football games. I know Minka Fitzpatrick's a bad mamma jamma. T.J. Watt's coming off the edge. They have a great defensive line, yada, yada, yada. I'm still wondering, the three best defensive lines in football, 49ers, Jets, Dallas Cowboys. At least like on paper, that's what I feel like. And I feel like one of the weaker offensive line in football, their big question mark will be these Steelers. And I feel like if the 49ers can take advantage of the weakness for the Steelers offense and get all up in Kenny Pickett's grill, I don't know, man. 49ers aren't that good. I'm liking the 49ers. Everybody's picking up the Steelers on the upset. But the reason I bring that up is because, one, Nick Bosa got paid. He's going to be playing in the 49ers. On the other side, you got T.J. Watt, right? Who was the defensive player of the year last year?
I don't remember.
Nick Bosa.
Nick Bosa.
Who was the defensive player of the year before that?
I think it's T.J. Watt.
T.J. Watt. You got two dudes out there who are going to be doing their thing. But let's not forget also the lineage of these two dudes. Joey Bosa plays for the San Diego Chargers. Of course, Nick Bosa, 49ers. T.J. Watt for Pittsburgh. Do you remember that dude, J.J. Watt?
Oh, yeah.
Now, they also have another Watt brother who was the Chargers fullback. I can't remember his name offhand. My point is, just between those four, what do you got? Like, if you wanted your defensive end, are you taking the Watt brothers or are you taking the Bosa brothers?
It's a hard – I'm not sure which one I would take, quite honestly. That's a hard dude. But all those guys are incredible. Probably Hall of Famers, quite frankly, all of them.
I feel like you have to go with JJ, three-time Defensive Player of the Year. TJ's already got a Defensive Player of the Year. I think Nick Bosa's right up there with TJ. They're neck and neck. I think Nick Bosa's there with JJ. I feel like this is crazy to say, but Joey Bosa's the weak link. He's why I go with the Watt. Now, does a lot of it have still stemming from that stank that I had all over when the Chargers blew that huge second-half lead in the playoffs last year? And who was one of the big people at fault? Joey Bosa, who lost his damn mind, got stupid penalties, even got pulled from the game. So, I guess, again, right now, I'm still holding that against him. But the Bosa brothers or the Watt brothers? I feel like that's an interesting question. I don't know. I kind of like that. I think I'm going with the Watts, though. What do you think? 901-360-8255. That's 901-360-8255. Speaking of getting paid, did you see the pretty in pink lady, Miss Kim Mulkey?
No.
She got $32 million.
Wow.
I mean, listen, I'm all for paying the best of the best, what they deserve. I'm just wondering, is LSU going to get their money's worth? $32 million for Kim Mulkey? I know she just won a natty, but as a women's natty, is it really worth that much?
Well, it's only $5 million a year, though, right?
No, I don't think so. I think it was more than that. I mean, what are they going to keep her forever?
That would be 6 years.
I know, but I'm just saying, like college football, 6 years.
Didn't Brian Kelly just get a 10-year extension though? So it seems like that's something that their athletic department.
No. This is even worse. It's 10 years for 32, so she's getting 3.2 a year.
Yeah, I think that's probably
that isn't as bad as I thought. I was thinking that she was making $5+ million a year, almost $6 million. I was wrong, but dude, Kim Mulkey getting $32 million. I see why she left everywhere. Everywhere she goes, she gets a bigger, fatter contract.
Yeah, get more money, no kidding.
Man, she's cashing them checks. She'll be wearing those crazy pink outfits. LSU's going to be good. They got Angel Reese back as well. But back to football, and tonight we have a big one. It is the Lions. It is the Chiefs. And dadgummit, I am fired up. We got all kinds of things we got to look at when we talk about this game for many, many reasons. A lot of people out there, I think, are forgetting a few things. Everybody's talking about Travis Kelce being questionable, had a little issues, got a little knee swelling, no ACL issue, just a little swelling, extension of the knee. And the big deal about that is why is it? I mean, Travis Kelce, everybody knows, one of the best tight ends, period. Dude's a bad mamma jamma. Problem, though, is Patrick Mahomes, who makes everybody look great. I mean, they got rid of his best receiver last year. They got rid of his best receiver 2 years ago in Tyreek Hill. I mean, Kadarius Toney's going to be his number one. Richie James, Justin Watson, Noah Gray. This wide receiving core for Kansas City, it's crazy because it's not any good. I mean, Sky Moore, Rashee Rice, Juju Smith-Schuster's gone, if you can't remember. So the Kansas City, the wideouts. Is their offensive line really good? Yes, everybody remembers how great Kansas City's offensive line is, right? Well, let's not forget, they're bringing in 2 new tackles this year. Yes, 2 new tackles. I think that's a big deal. Plus, when Kansas City, on defense, you look at their defensive side, they don't have Chris Jones. Chris Jones, he's gone. And do y'all remember who left last year after winning a championship? Carlos Dunlap and Frank Clark. That defensive front does not look anything like the defensive front that the Kansas City Chiefs had last year. I mean, looks nothing because nobody's the same. I mean, Chris Jones comes back. Yeah, you're going to have him, but they don't have hardly any wide receivers that anybody knows.
Yet the line didn't move, John, until Travis Kelce might be hurt. Not was hurt. Might be hurt, moved the line 2.5 points, but all those things you just mentioned, including Chris Jones's holdout, didn't move the line a point. Not even a half a point. It doesn't make any sense, does it?
No, it doesn't.
It's crazy. Like, I mean, Travis Kelce is undoubtedly important to that team, but they still got Patrick Mahomes on the offensive side of the ball and a whole bunch of great receivers, whereas you just mentioned a defensive front seven that has been decimated from the team that won the Super Bowl last year. It really doesn't make any sense.
Dunlap, no Clark, no Jones, no Woozy Way. I can't even say his name.
And I have to credit you because this is an excellent take by you on Monday, I think, is that you were saying we got to get it at 6.5 now, and I sure enough did with you. And if you try and take it today, it's going to be 4.5. I still do like the 4.5. I don't love it as much as I like 6.5. I like a touchdown a lot more. I tell you what. But yeah, I mean that's the importance of looking at lines early like that because you can notice those things and then something minuscule, not minuscule. It's not minuscule that Travis Kelce gets hurt, but minuscule maybe compared to Chris Jones being out for 8 weeks.
Correct.
It moves the line 2.5 points. It's crazy.
And it's not just that. It's we look at this, and this is what people do. They rank, like they think of the teams from last year. And yes, was Kansas City, we talked about how different their defensive front's going to be. And it's going to be totally different. But everybody knows Kansas City's offense was number one last year, 29.2 points per game. Again, they don't have Juju Smith-Schuster. They might not have Travis Kelce. And they have a bunch of dudes that are going to be catching passes. Kadarius Toney, while he was great at Florida and while he shows flashes because he is fast as Cooter Brown, my man makes boneheaded plays, drops balls, is always getting in trouble on the sideline with some BS. I don't know if that's somebody you can lead on. I don't think Sky Moore is a guy that just is going to blow by you either. And again, Blake Bell was a tight end, former quarterback at Oklahoma. Richie James, Marquez Valdez-Scantling. These dudes don't scare me. And I feel like that number one offense, 2 new tackles you're breaking in, a bunch of new wide receivers, first game of the year. I don't see him going up there and lighting the scoreboard completely up today. I really don't.
Yeah, I like the under as well.
And you know who has the highest total of the week?
Is it this game?
It is this game. It's the highest total of the week. It's already dropped a point, though, since this morning. It's down to 53.5. But it's still the highest total of the week. Now, while I am singing all the praises, or not singing praises, but while I'm kind of like looking at Kansas City with tons of question marks because I don't have a clue what that defensive front's going to look like, I don't know if it's going to be any good. I'll have tons of questions with the wide receivers. Will Pat Mahomes make plays? Yes, because he's the best quarterback in football.
But it also fails to mention that the Lions are really good.
That's where I was going. Remember, they got to keep Ben Johnson, their offensive coordinator last year, who interviewed for 5 head coaching jobs. Didn't get any of them. They brought him back, and you know what he did last year with the weapons that he had? They had the 5th highest scoring offense at 26.6 points per game. So Detroit can score some damn points.
Their question mark was defense, which got better, specifically at linebacker last year. They had like a 5'0" middle
Jack
linebacker,
Campbell,
and now they got a big one.
They got Jack Campbell this year in the first round. So you're going to add another linebacker to that much better linebacking core. Aiden Hutchinson was a dude last year. And then their cornerbacks, Emmanuel Mosby. Yes, it's a revamped secondary. I think it's going to be much better because you have Emmanuel Mosley, Cam Sutton, by the way. And then they went out there and got C.J. Gardner-Johnson for their safety and Brian Branch. Like, this secondary is better on paper than the wide receivers for the Chiefs. And I know that Pat Mahomes is throwing the football. But again, this secondary, Aiden Hutchinson, the linebacking core is going to be better. I'm feeling good about Detroit. The only thing that gives me a pause for cause is I forgot Jamison Williams is going to be suspended the first 6 games of the year for gambling. Now,
they still got a loaded roster.
Amon-Ra St. Brown is still that dude. I think he gets double-digit targets tonight. So if you have him for fantasy football, get ready to score. If you like player props, I think Amon-Ra St. Brown goes off tonight. And they brought back Marvin Jones, basically replacing DJ Chark as a veteran deep threat. I like that with Jared Goff. I think Ben Johnson knows how to use him, the offensive coordinator. When I look at this game, I'm telling you, it just makes my tummy feel good thinking about the Lions. Now, you know what my Chaz was saying this morning?
What's that?
One, you didn't hear the story about her plane ride, did you?
Oh, yeah.
It's great, right?
Mm-hmm.
Do you remember how you brought up I'll tell this later on today. But today, the first thing she said was, John, isn't NFL football tonight? And I was like, yeah, baby, you know this. So I've been talking about it all week. She's like, cool, I'm going to cook a good dinner. She's like, it's Kansas City and the Lions, right? And I was like, yeah, baby, I'm glad you listened a little bit to me. And then she goes, we're going with my homie. Because that's, Patrick Mahomes, my homie. And I'm like, no, baby. She's like, I'm like, we're not. You know what the first thing she said after that? She's like, are you still, like, she goes, did it really bother you when we watched the quarterback and all I kept saying was how cute Pat Mahomes is? I was like, no, that has nothing to do with me gambling. No. She was like, all right.
But it's just a happy coincidence.
Just a happy coincidence. Because, man, I'm trying to watch the quarterback and all she keeps doing was talking about how hot he was. You know what I told her? Cut off Brittany's head and I'm, never mind. You don't want to hear the, well, just bag it is what I mean.
Okay.
Fitness instructor. Beautiful as well. But I don't know. She's going for Kansas City, and I'm going for Detroit, and I think it's genius. But I don't know. I like this play tonight. I've been talking about it a lot, if you can't tell.
We all have, John, and we've been looking forward to this one all week. We don't even have to go to sleep tonight without football. It's going to be on.
It is going to be on. A couple other things I was going to bring up. Just out of all the games I was looking at, and there's always a very scary thing in the National Football League, and that's laying double-digit points.
Yeah, I mean, the amount of touchdown favorites are higher this week is a joke, quite frankly. It is a joke. The fact that I can't blame Vegas. Vegas is geniuses. The fact that the public.
Oh, yeah, they keep winning. Go look at what they're building.
The fact that the public is betting to the point that Vegas can set those lines and get 50% of the money on either side is a joke. That is ridiculous. How stupid is the public, John, to be laying 10, 7, 8-point favorites in week 1 of the NFL season? I don't like doing that in week 10, let alone week 1. It's crazy.
It is crazy scary, but there is a double digit, the largest total of the board. Do you know who that is?
It's against the Texans, 10 points,
it's
right?
It's the Ravens and the Texans. And I don't know what it is, but I feel like I'm in love with the Ravens. I feel like this is one of those games where they're going to go out there and just run this score up like you would not believe. Because LaMarvelous just got his $185 million guaranteed bag, right? He said, you give me a bunch of wide receivers and revamp that, I'm going to turn this passing game nuts. And again, which team has more speed than the Ravens? Is there any team in all of football? And a lot of people, the first thing they think is, well, Miami, Tyreek Hill, Waddle. That is a very good combo. But Tua can't run for jack. You got LaMarvelous back there, best running quarterback in football. You got Rashad Bateman, one of the fastest dudes. You got Duvernay, one of the fastest dudes. You got dudes with nothing but speed. And let's not forget OBJ. Then you got a beast like Mark Andrews. Are you kidding me? J.K. Dobbins in the backfield. I think Todd Monken is going to go out there and put on a damn show at, what is it, M&T Banking, whatever.
Right, M&T Bank Stadium.
Bank Stadium. I think they go up there and just run this score out of control. I think LaMarvelous goes and puts an exclamation point on game 1. And listen, I love D'Amico Ryans. He looks like he could still play football right now.
He's out of the roster.
But he does not have the roster. And that defense is going to get lit up like a Christmas tree. And do you believe C.J. Stroud in his first game against a Ravens defense on the road is a recipe for success, especially since they don't have any wide receivers?
No, I don't. But
Lane 10 is scary.
Yeah,
but I feel like this is a 28-2. I think they win by at least 4 touchdowns.
Now, a point point for you, I guess, would be that last year, that was week 1 last year when they played the Dolphins, right? And they got out to like 42 to God knows what, and then the Dolphins came back and won. But to your point, they're scoring at will in week 1 last year, so you don't have to say, well, week 1 they're sleepy a lot of times. No, the Ravens were not sleepy on offense in week 1 last year.
Dude, they don't like losing preseason games.
Right.
John Harbaugh comes out like his brother, just fired up and amped up to go out there, and he's such a competitor, he just wants to rip your heart out. He wants to eat you.
But I feel like, John, I'm either going to have to hold my nose and take the Texans.
Oh, my gosh, I can't do it.
I can't lay 10 points. So I'm not going to bet it at all.
If Robert Woods is the number 1 wide receiver on any football team that's a professional football team, you know that's bad. And remember, C.J. Stroud, his weapons at Ohio State are going to be better than his weapons in the National Football League with the Texans.
Probably true.
It is true.
That's true. But I just can't. I can't lay 10 points in the NFL,
He had Marvin
John.
Harrison Jr. He had Chris Olave. He had, who was the rookie of the year last year for the Jets?
Sauce Gardner?
No, that's defensive rookie of the year.
Garrett Wilson?
Yeah,
whatever.
Good. I don't know. I had fun. I was feeling like you're about to give me a giggity from Family Guy.
It was Toby Flenderson won defensive MVP, right, John?
I don't know Toby Flenderson.
I'm just going to start naming fake names on the radio and have people angrily text you, no, it's not! It's Aaron Rodgers!
You're a lunatic.
John Mahomey that won the MVP in 2021, right?
I thought it was Patricia Mahomey.
Yeah, that's right. Patricia Mahomey. That's right. Right. No, but that's too close to actually who it was, John. No, you're not playing the game right anymore.
No, I'm sorry. I'm losing. By the way, I also have another weird thing because we're talking Ole Miss Rebels today with Evie Van Pelt. You know, DK Metcalf last year didn't have his best year. You know what I'm saying? Geno Smith had a hell of a year. But I think he only had, 3 touchdowns last year?
I'll look it up.
Man, I think it was. I know his touchdowns last year had dropped dramatically. I feel like he has one of those seasons where this dude comes back. I think he's going to go banana sandwiches this year. I love DK. And I like him in week 1 because I think Jalen Ramsey's still nursing a knee issue. I feel like this joint is going to get ugly.
Yeah, it very well could.
How many touchdowns did DK have last year?
A lot, John.
Oh, how many was it?
Wait, hang on. Sorry.
A whole lot? I thought it was a down year, man. I just like over a half a touchdown in
He
week
had
1.
6 last year.
Against the Rams.
12,
See, that is low.
12 the year before.
Yeah, he dropped by half or whatever. I knew
But
it was
had
low.
more yards. Good Lord. He had over 1,000 yards last
But
year.
they weren't targeting him in the red zone. I'm telling you, DK week 1 against the Rams, touchdown.
You know,
Over half a touchdown.
I got a great stat for you here, John, in terms of gambling real quick. Give me 1 second.
All
Just
right.
1 moment here. Here it is. This is from Todd Furman. Since the start of 2012, home dogs in divisional matchups in week 1 are 15-2-1 against the spread. That's an 88% clip. 10-6-2 straight up, 61% clip. There's 4 home underdogs in divisional matchups in week 1. Colts, Browns, G-Men, and Jets. I'm laying all of them.
I like that.
I'm laying every single one of them. And I understand staying away from the Steelers because I think that's become too trendy of a pick and it's scaring me off of
everybody
it.
and their grandmother's betting on the Steelers.
yeah.
Go look. I was at Team Rankings
Totally scared
and
me off of it.
Vegas Insider looking at
Yeah.
the amount of money that's coming
I'm
in.
not doing it anymore.
And I'm telling you, the Sharps are touching the 49ers, but the public is all over the daggum Steelers.
Yeah. So and then Colts, Browns, G-Men, and Jets are home dogs that I could all get behind. I was thinking about fading the Jets in week 1 too.
You're going to take the Colts, though, for real?
Yeah, I am.
See, why is it? Like, I just look at that Jaguars offense and
I know,
I'm like,
but I'm looking at the number, John. I can't get
It
caught up.
doesn't make sense.
It doesn't make sense.
It doesn't make sense.
In a divisional matchup, I can't get caught up in how good the Jaguars are because you're absolutely right. They're unbelievable and they're insanely well coached. But I don't care. I'm holding my nose.
Is this because Doug Peterson has not slept since he had to cut his son and his wife hasn't given him any nookie
no, they
since?
picked him right back up again, though.
But he's
on
on
the
the
practice
practice squad. Okay, there's a difference between being on the 53-man roster and being on the practice squad.
Can't play favorites to that degree, John.
Dude, you sleep on a couch for a month and see how your body feels. He might be a little bit of rough this weekend on the sideline. It might be a good play. We got to take a quick timeout. We've got Isaac Simpson on the other side, but I got to remind you, the whole first hour is brought to you by our friends over at Scooters Plus, 3425 Summer Avenue. They have the largest showroom, period. And you're like, Scooters Plus? Because they don't just have scooters, ATVs, UTVs. They've got everything. They've got e-bikes, trikes, motorcycles, dirt bikes, golf carts. They've got it all. Plus, they have the largest parts. I mean, if you are a person who loves working on your, outdoor utility vehicle, well, that's where you go to get your parts. They have it. Plus, they also have the best people if you don't want to do your own repairs. They have the technicians to take care of you. Again, sales, service, parts, and repairs. Plus, they have financing available. It's all at Scooters Plus. Check them out online at scootersplus.us or give them a call at 901-458-8843. Isaac Simpson on the other side, Sports 56 98.5 FM.
Join the voice of the Tigers, Dave Woloshin, for Wolo and Friends. Weekday mornings from 10 to 11 here on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM.
Visit Frontier Western Store today for new shirts and boots. Frontier is your top Carhartt store in the Mid-South. There's thousands of in-stock shirts and jeans. They have the classic K87 pocket tee in every color they make, including new ones just released. Available small to 4X. Want new jeans? Frontier has you covered with super tough work denim by Carhartt. And you've got to check out their selection of Ariat jeans for men, women, and children. You'll love how easy it is to find the size and style you need. Have you seen Frontier's remodeled world-famous boot showroom? It continues to expand. New styles by Ariat just arrived, plus plenty of in-stock proven classics too. Whether you need work or dress boots, trust that Frontier's the place to come. See thousands of pairs of Ariat boots and thousands more by Dan Post, Corral, Durango, Rocky, Twisted X, and others. And Frontier's pricing is lower than online and chain stores, so you know just the local shop to visit. Frontier Western Store, 5880 Goodman Road in Olive Branch, and on the web at frontierwesternstore.com. Locally owned and operated since 1967.
Everyone agrees that 117 Prime is Memphis's premier downtown dining experience. But what if you could go one step further and have 117 Prime at home? As hard as it is to believe, 117 Prime, which features some of the best food in Memphis, is available for curbside or takeout. Imagine just swinging by Prime and picking up not just something good, but something great. 117 Prime makes the best steaks in Memphis, and you could eat it in your living room. The best food in Memphis. Enjoy the way you really want to. Pantsless.
Get ready for the NFL season with incredible offers from FanDuel, America's #1 sports book. Right now, new customers can bet $5 to get $200 in bonus bets guaranteed. Plus, all customers who bet $5 will get $100 off NFL Sunday Ticket from YouTube and YouTube TV. Now is the best time to join FanDuel. The app is easy to use. You can bet on everything from spreads to player props and more. So visit FanDuel.com/win and kick off the NFL season with an offer you won't want to miss. FanDuel, official partner of the NFL.
21 plus and present in Tennessee. Bonus issued as non-withdrawable bonus bets that expire 7 days after receipt. Restrictions apply. See full terms at FanDuel.com/sportsbook. Gambling problem? Call TN Redline 1-800-889-9789. NFL Sunday Ticket offer ends 9/18/23. No refunds. Terms and embargoes apply. $100 off NFL Sunday Ticket, not YouTube TV. YouTube TV base plan required to watch YouTube TV. Redemption requires a Google account and current form of payment. Commercial use excluded. Subscription renews. Cancel anytime.
At Sissy's Log Cabin, you'll find only spectacular natural diamonds that will remain treasured for generations. That promise is now symbolized by the engraved Sissy signature and sapphire, representing our guarantee of extraordinary service, selection, experience, and quality. Stop by any of our stores or visit sissyslogcabin.com and experience the Sissy's promise for yourself. Find a jeweler for a lifetime, only at Sissy's Log Cabin, because life's too short for ordinary jewelry.
Kevin Harlan here from Westwood One. Join me and Hall of Fame quarterback Kurt Warner from Arrowhead Stadium in Kansas City, ready to kick off the new NFL season. It's Patrick Mahomes and the defending Super Bowl champion Chiefs hosting Jared Goff and the Detroit Lions. Join us along with Rich Eisen from the studio as we get the new season underway. Coming up on NFL Kickoff.
Right here on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM.
Get in zone, AutoZone.
AutoZone is more than a parts store. It's where we help you solve problems like, sorry I'm late, my battery died. And
I need a jump again.
At America's #1 battery destination, you can find the right battery at the right price with options starting at only $89.99. And we offer free battery testing and charging whenever you need it. Get the parts and help you need to get the job done right at AutoZone.
Get in zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions apply.
At Grainger, we're for the ones who pay attention to every little detail. The ones who fuss, tinker, and sweat the small stuff. Because you know the tiniest thing can make the biggest difference when it comes to keeping business moving. We get it. We're the same way. Offering access to product experts to help you quickly and easily find what you need. So whatever your industry, you know you're always getting professional-grade products. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
I'm Kelly Erb with Mark Spensdorf Realtors, and I just had to ask, Sheldon, did you really just buy a set of golf clubs and you never tried them out?
Yep, that's right.
And Sheldon, didn't you tell me whenever you buy a car, you never test drive it?
Again? Yep.
Don't you think that's pretty bizarre since you always tell people to talk to 2 or 3 agents when they sell their home?
Yes, it is. I'm Sheldon Rosengarten, and I'm also with Mark Spensdorf Realtors with Kelly. It's funny, we tell people that you should always talk to more than one agent to find out not only what they think about your home, but more importantly, what they will do for you. And you really need to make sure and include us in the interview process.
I agree, because how are you going to find out about our strategic marketing program with the Shellbucks option? And as people often say, when you want the job done, call Sheldon.
That's Sheldon Rosengarten and Kelly Erb. Call or email us at memphisrelocate.com or 682-1868. Do it now, 682-1868 or memphisrelocate.com.
Ole Miss Rebel Yell is back. The Rebel Yell Hotline Radio Show is back on WHBQ Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. Every Monday night at 6, hear the latest news on your Ole Miss Rebels with Yancey Porter with 24/7 Sports, former Ole Miss defensive tackle Mike Fitzsimmons, Gordon Ford covering SEC Sports Call, and former Ole Miss baseball announcer Gary Darby. From kickoff to free throw to extra innings, your Ole Miss Sports on the Rebel Yell Hotline Show right here Monday night at 6 on Sports 56, 560 AM and 98.5 FM. Your Mid-South Sports Station.
All the wisdom of the universe is in these bones.
Now back to Sports 56 Happy Hour on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. Here once again, Johnny Radio.
Said
Welcome back to a Little Sports 56 Happy Hour. I'm your buddy Johnny Radio. Jay Morgan's hanging out with me, and it's 11:30 on a Thirsty Thursday. We're going to be talking with, of course, our good buddy Isaac Simpson. Isaac's probably a little bit nervous, man. He's got Cowboys, Giants, 7 o'clock, 7:20 actually, on Sunday night. Now, the one thing I would tell Isaac, he shouldn't really read that word. Did you know that Dak Prescott led Dallas Cowboy teams have beaten the Giants 10 straight times? My man owns the deadgum Giants. Mike McCarthy, though, a lot of people are saying Dak's going to be worried about turning the ball over. A lot of people think he's going to run the football. Mike McCarthy always throws the football. And we're going to talk with somebody who is a Dallas Cowboy lover, and that is, of course, Isaac Simpson. Isaac, what's up, homie?
What's going on, John? I'm good. How are you?
Man, I'm doing really well, man. We got the Lions and the Chiefs tonight. NFL is starting back. Sunday night, we got your Cowboys playing the Giants on the road. Dallas -3.5. Mike McCarthy's calling plays this year. How you feeling about your Cowboys week 1?
I feel good, but you laid it out right there, man. The Cowboys have beaten the Giants 10 times in a row with Dak. I mean, Dak is kind of on the NFC East overall, not just the Giants. I mean, he's done big work against the NFC East, and I don't see why this would be any different. I'm excited about this team. I think it just feels different. I know people say Cowboy fans say that every year, but it's just something about this team that feels different to me. I mean, he's taken a lot of criticism over the summer, Dak Prescott I'm talking about, and I think he's heard all the critics, and I think he's poised for a big year. I think adding a weapon like Brandon Cooks, and it seems like with Mike McCarthy calling plays, it seems like they're giving him more freedom of the offense to kind of make more decisions out there on the field. And I think a lot of those turnovers, man, I'm telling you, if you go back and watch a lot of those turnovers, I mean, it ultimately goes on the quarterback, but his receivers a lot of times last year didn't do him any favors. I mean, there were times where guys were running the wrong routes. I mean, you see they had a lot of, like at least 4 or 5 of those were where he hit the receiver right in the hands. They popped the ball up in the air and tip drill interceptions. There were several of those last year. I just don't think that's him. It's never been him. He's never been a guy that's thrown a lot of interceptions. And I think with the weapons that they've added offensively, like you said, Brandon Cook's a guy that can take the top off the defense. Michael Gallup, hopefully, finally being fully
another
healthy,
year removed from his ACL surgery. I think he should be back. He wasn't 100%.
No. No, and he said even mentally, he just wasn't there last year. He went out there and tried to play, but he wasn't there. And I think this defense is the top 3 defense in the league. So if that offense can be even top 10 anything, because I mean they've been putting up points even during the times where they struggle, they still put up points. If that offense can continue to put up points, which I think they will, I think with that defense, I don't think they don't have to be nuts out there. As long as they don't turn the ball over, like you said, they can control the football. I think this team is going to be in a really good spot. And I think Philly, they're really good, but I think they're more vulnerable than they were last year. I think it's going to be a fun season in the NFC East. I think the Giants could be a team that could regress a little bit. And I think Washington might be a little bit better than people are thinking they are.
Man, I kind of like Sam Howell. I think he's going to actually.
Yeah, he looked good at the end of last season. The times that he played, he looked good out there.
Yeah, and the fact that they get to open up the season playing the Cardinals, a team that's just. I mean, is Joshua Dobbs starting against the Commanders? Is that how this is working?
Yeah, that's what they're running out there, man. They're openly taking. Like it's not even they're not even trying to hide it. Man, you can just tell what they're trying to do. So yeah, I think that team could be historically bad. Cowboys get a shot at them, so that should be an easy win there. Anybody that got them on the schedule, man, you can go ahead and mark that one down in that left column.
Man, and again, Sam Howell, I'm kind of interested. I think Eric Bieniemy is going to do a good job with Washington. They got a good defense. That's kind of fascinating. But the team that's scary, of course, is the defending, NFC champs. Nick Sirianni is a hell of a coach. Howie Roseman has done nothing but give him tons of dudes. Jalen Hurts looks like a bad mamma jamma. They jacked A.J. Brown from the Titans. Drafted Devontae Smith. I mean, they are just like they're a full football team. Do you think like when you look at the roster for the Cowboys, you look at the roster for the Eagles, and I know you're a Cowboys fan. Which one do you like better?
Man, I think it's closer than a lot of people would think. I agree with you, man. Howie Roseman just goes out there and gets it done. It's just crazy. It just seems like they're in on every good player that's out there. I mean, they're making trades, they're signing guys. I mean, they went out and got DeAndre Swift. It seems like regardless of position, they don't even need guys in certain positions. They'll still go out and make these deals, man. It makes you kind of jealous. Wish the Cowboys would go out and be that aggressive. But I think it's a lot closer. I think it's closer than it was last year. I think the biggest thing with the Cowboys is it just seems to hit them every year is health, especially on the offensive line. It's not just with the Cowboys, but this is like a league-wide problem. There just isn't depth at offensive line at all, like just across the league. But especially with the Cowboys right now, man, they're super thin. If anybody on that line goes down, man, that's trouble because they don't really have anything behind those guys. So that's going to be a thin line all year, man. Hopefully they don't have anything goes wrong, man. But Tyron Smith just every year seems to end up going down at some point. So that's something that you almost have to account for. But I think if the offensive line can stay healthy and it seems to stay healthy overall, man, I think they can challenge them for the top of the NFC East. I mean, we know how talented that Eagles roster is, but I think the Cowboys, and I know people downgrade them a lot. The Cowboys, people hate on them, but I think it's really close between those two teams. I really do think Dallas is right there at the top of the conference in the NFC. I think you got, of course, Philly in there. I think San Francisco, they got to figure out what's going on with their quarterback situation. But I think right there you got the Cowboys. I think Detroit's going to be really good this year. But I think this NFC East not NFC East, the NFC overall, it's kind of open. And I think the Cowboys are right there. I mean, most people are going to put Philly right there ahead of them, and I'm not going to argue with them. But I think right below that, I think you can put the Cowboys right there.
Yeah, I'm with you right now. Before I jump off the NFL, though, I asked this earlier in the show. I'm going to ask everybody's opinion on this one. We have a good game with the 49ers playing Pittsburgh on the road. A lot of people are picking the upset Steelers to, take care of their home court, their home field against the 49ers. Nick Bosa got a huge bag yesterday. Defensive player of the year last year. Previous defensive player was TJ Watt. He's on the Steelers side. And I was thinking about this, man. Those two dudes are sick. But which pair of brothers is better, J.J. Watt and T.J. Watt, or Joey Bosa and Nick Bosa?
Man, and to piggyback off that real quick, that contract for Bosa, that kind of foreshadows you what kind of coin that Jones is going to be giving out to Micah Parsons here coming up soon. Yeah, they're going to have to bag up the Brinks truck for sure. But as far as the brothers combination, I think I'll go with Bosa because I just feel like. Younger, I feel like he's the best player out of those four right now. So I got to go with the Bosas with that. I mean, he's just ridiculous, man. And he just got to stay healthy. That 49ers team, again, I think the quarterback position is their only question mark. But with that roster that they have, if you can just go out there and be competent, you'll be fine. I think Sam Darnold can get it done, and we'll see what happens with Brock Purdy and his situation. I don't know how that's going to play out, but it looks like Darnold's going to be the guy at least initially. And I've seen it, man. That's a popular pick, Pittsburgh over San Francisco this week. I was looking at a lot of the national week one picks, and almost all of them had Pittsburgh winning that game. I think that's going to be a really good game. There's some sneaky good games this weekend. I can't wait, man. I'm looking forward to it. The ninth game actually is interesting because Kansas City has some injuries. The Chris Jones holdout situation. I don't know if Kelsey's going to be able to go, and I hate that, of course, I drafted him first pick in my fantasy league, and now he's questionable, so, of course, that happened. But that's going to be a good game. I think it's going to be offensive fireworks in that one. I can see that being a really high-score game, so take the over if you're a bet man on that one. So I'm excited about that tonight. Just glad to get it kicked off, man. It's going to be fun.
I love it. Now to switch over to a little bit of Tigers. Again, we're talking with Isaac Simpson as we do every single Thursday. Did we learn anything last week about this Tigers football team against Bethune-Cookman?
I don't know if you really learned anything, but I think one thing Ryan Silverfield said coming into the week that this team was going to kind of look more like some of the Fuente teams. I mean, not Fuente, but Fuente Norvell type teams with more explosion. And I think you actually saw that. I definitely think their big play potential is much greater than it was last year. Last year, Steph was just kind of out there on the island. He had Priesthorn, but outside of that, he really didn't have anybody at the skill position that you could lean on. And I don't think that's the case this year at all, man. I think they found out they're really deep at running back. I really like what I saw out of Sutton Smith and Blake Watson. I mean, like close to 200 yards combined, 5 touchdowns, but between those two guys, and even with the receivers, you got Blake Comsey. I think Rock Taylor is going to have a big year. I kind of said that before last week, and I think that proved out in game one. I think he's going to be a big part of this offense. Toski Dove as well, and even Lanphier at tight end. I don't think he's going to be pre-scoring, but I think he showed that he's a capable receiver. So I think he has a lot of weapons at his disposal. You got to clean up some of those turnovers, man. That first one was really bad. I mean, he just kind of gave it to the lineman, the one that they returned for a touchdown. That was just a bad play by Steph. And it seems like he has a couple of those a game. Like he just has a moment where he loses focus, man, and stuff like that happens. If he can clean that up, man, because he's really good outside of him. He still went 27-36 for 334 yards and 2 touchdowns. So I mean, he can get it done, man. He just has to clean up some of those mental mistakes that he makes. But I'm excited about this offense. I really think that defense is really good. I think they have the potential to be one of the better units in the country, definitely in the American Conference. And they got the weapons on offense. I think this is going to be a really, really good season for them. 21.5-point favorite going over to Jonesboro. That
against Arkansas State team that
73-0, man.
Bro,
so they're looking for their first points of the season.
I was going to say, man, like after I know Oklahoma's going to be good at everything this year. I mean, Brent Venables done a hell of a job ever since he's left Clemson. Look at Dabo over there. But damn, dude, Arkansas State couldn't score. They gave up 73 points. I was like, damn, like, man, that line though. I'm scared to touch that joint. Feels like Arkansas State and Memphis are always a little tight.
Yeah, that is a big number. They've gone over there, like you said, with favored by a lot before, and those games end up being really close. It's crazy. They usually end up being shootouts, but I don't think that's the case this year. I don't think seeing them not being able to put up any points, man, I think I don't know if they're going to be able to put up big-time points. I feel pretty good that Memphis covers that, but I definitely get your concern there because in the past, these games have been a lot closer than they should have, but I just think that Arkansas State team is bad. I mean, you give up 73 and don't score at all, man. I couldn't believe that when I saw that playing out, man. That is insane. So they'll be looking for their first points on Saturday, man. Maybe Memphis can set them out as well, man. But I feel good about this Memphis team. Their schedule sets up for them to have a lot of success. And as I said for the season, I think they need to go 9-3. I think anything below that is not good. You go 8-4, and especially if you go 7-5, 6-6, you're really in a bad spot then because I don't think you move on from Silverfield. At that, I think it's hard to move on personally. And again, I'm a Silverfield fan. He's always been great with me when covering the team and talking with him. But I just think in the situation that the program's in, you're trying to possibly get into a Power 5 or whatever you want to call that now, Power or whatever. The landscape's changing so much that's not really what it is anymore. But to get into a better conference, they got to get some momentum going, man. And 8-4 in this conference, 7-5, 6-6, that's just not going to give anybody any confidence that the program is moving in the right direction. That's just kind of same old, being mediocre. I think 8-4 with what they have in this conference, that's just not good enough, in my opinion.
I'm right there with you. Do me a favor, man. You got one other thing you gotta tell me. Does the FIBA, does the U.S. take care of Germany tomorrow?
Man, they better. Man. They took that bad loss to Lithuania, man. That's just, I still can't believe that they lost to that team, man. But they bounced back and looked really good against Italy. Our man Jared Jackson Jr. has been struggling, man. I just think it's Steve Kerr and kind of the way that they're trying to use him. I've never thought Jared was a 5. He's just not a guy. People complain about the rebounds. I think at this point he's just shown that that's just not going to be a strength of his game. He's a face-up big. Can go out to the perimeter, but as far as back to the basket and rebound and doing that stuff, that's just not him. He's more of a Chris Bosh than he is a Kevin Garnett or a player like that. That's kind of the way that I see it. So people just have to kind of stop looking for it. That's just not who he's going to be. I think the combination of him and Steven Adams with the Grizzlies, that Steven Adams kind of masked some of his deficiencies, and that's why they work so well together. He's just not. I don't think he's ever going to be a guy that you can plug in at the 5, and he's just going to be that tough guy that's going to get you 12, 13 rebounds, go out there and bang for an entire game. just not him, and that's just kind of why he's struggling. In the foul trouble, I think FIBA is more conducive to getting those fouls than in the NBA because he kind of cleaned that up a little bit last year. He was much better last year with that than he had been in the past. Even in the playoffs, man, he wasn't in foul trouble much at all. So you got to hate to see that for him. But I think the United States is going to take care of business. I still think they're the best team out there. If they stay focused and play their game, man, I don't think any of these other teams can beat them. But Germany gave them a run for their money in the friendly that they played earlier in the year. They were down big, man, to come back and win that one. So it should be an interesting game for sure.
Isaac, do me a favor. Plug away, my friend.
Yeah, man, you already know Ethos Grizzlies. Go over to Ethos Grizzlies, man. Give us a like and a follow. Definitely appreciate that with myself, David Williams, Candace Hagan. We're going to be pumping out content soon, man, because it's about to heat up, man. Getting close to that time, the training camp and everything like that. So be on the lookout for that. Also, TigerSportsReport.com, and also my personal Twitter feed at Isaac_NBA.
Man, be blessed. We'll do it again next week, my brother.
Will do, man. Talk to you next week. Enjoy the football this weekend, my man.
Oh, I will. That's Isaac Simpson. We're going to take a quick timeout. We'll be back in 2 shakes. Don't forget, we're talking Ole Miss at noon with Evie Van Pelt right here on Sports 56 98.5 FM.
Broadcasting from the Family Leisure Studio, we are Sports 56 and 98.5 FM.
Hey folks, Dominic Hoon here for Sunrise Buick GMC. Are you looking for a hot deal on your next car? Come on out to the Sunrise Super Summer Sale going on at all 3 locations. Sunrise offers a great selection of new Buicks and GMCs discounted up to $6,500 and a $12 million used car inventory. That's why Sunrise is the place to go if you're looking for a hot deal. Bad credit, slow pay? That's okay. Here at Sunrise, we specialize in secondary finance and used cars below $10,000. Visit us online at sunrisememphis.com or in person any of our 3 locations, Coving, Pike, Wolf Chase, and Coyville.
Country music singer-songwriter Kylie Morgan absolutely loves her Genesis diamond ring.
I got so many compliments as soon as I got the ring and continue to get compliments on it because it looks really pretty on my finger.
Kylie's husband Jay heard folks in the music industry raving about Genesis, but he also did a lot of homework on his own.
When it came to finding the ring, he took it very seriously. He did all the research. I think he knows more about diamonds than any man in the entire world, and that's how he landed on Genesis. He just knew that they were the best.
Jay picked out a stunning, flawless, pear-shaped diamond in an elegant setting. Got the value price Genesis is known for. And now they both tell everyone they meet about the amazing Genesis experience.
When you walk into Genesis, you can just feel the happiness. You know that they're helping find something that symbolizes the love that you have for your partner, and you can feel that as soon as you walk through the door.
Always been you, and I've always been your wife.
Genesis Diamonds at Poplar and Perkins Extended.
We interrupt this broadcast for special news and information concerning family leisure.
The world's biggest spa sale is back and bigger than ever at Family Leisure. How is that possible? Well, let me tell you. You start off with 50 different spa models to choose from 5 different manufacturers. Then you throw in up to 30% off in-stock spas and swim spas. But is that all? Oh, no. You get free upgrades on all in-stock spas, plus 24 months, same as cash. Wow! This is the kind of sale that you just can't have every day, but it's happening right now at Family Leisure, the world's biggest spa sale. Soak in the savings right now at Family Leisure, Witten Road and I-40. You know the place where family and fun come together.
Please remain calm and walk. Don't run to Family Leisure. And now back to your regular programming. There's only one place for great steaks, real Italian cuisine, Southern-style meats, and fresh vegetables. It's Fratello's. Fratello's Italian Steakhouse in Hernando has a family feel and a fantastic menu. Voted DeSoto's best new restaurant in 2022, Fratello's has your favorite cuts of prime steak, lamb, and pork, along with delicious Italian dishes. And nothing is better for lunch than Southern-style meats and veggies. All your favorites and more are waiting for you at Fratello's Italian Steakhouse, Highway 51 in Hernando.
Tired of running out of hot water? Get endless hot water with Navien tankless water heaters. Enjoy the most luxurious hot shower even after you've run your dishwasher and finished loads of laundry. And thanks to their energy efficiency, you can save big too on utility bills. That matters. Right now, save hundreds on a new Navien tankless water heater with local utility company rebates and federal tax credits. Find the name of your local Navien contractor at tanklessmadesimple.com, tanklessmadesimple.com.
There's an institution in East Memphis that I love talking about. It's the Spirit Shop at 4848 Poplar Avenue, right down the street from Clark Tower, and it looks like a log cabin. It's been around Memphis since 1969 with a family-owned, friendly, knowledgeable sales staff that is just a wonderful place to go. I love going in and talking wine or bourbons, and they've got such great selection. So if you've not visited the Spirit Shop in a while, it's been remodeled. You'll love what you see when you need spirits. Tell Eddie Wollo said hello.
Now you want to get nuts? Come on, let's get nuts.
Now, back to Sports 56 Happy Hour on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. Here once again, Johnny Radio.
Welcome back to a little Sports 56 Happy Hour. I'm your buddy Johnny Radio. I got Jay Morgan hanging out with me. Big thanks to Isaac Simpson who joined us on the other side. Get ready, people, because we're about to talk a little Ole Miss and Tulane at 12 o'clock with Evie Van Pelt. But I got another bet for you, people. I'm loving making you some money. In fact, I love making me some money. And I'm looking at this game, and I think you need to play it right this minute. This second, the line's going to continue to move. It opened up at 7. It's already moved to 8. Utah is playing Baylor. Remember what happened in week 1? Utes crushed Florida. Did you know that Utah didn't have their starting quarterback?
I did.
No, they didn't have their starting quarterback. But guess who's going to be back? Cam Rising returns today. Well, not today. Saturday, 11 a.m. They're going to be in Waco, Texas. But Baylor just lost in Waco to Texas State. Baylor also lost their quarterback. So you're telling me a Utah team that beat the brakes off of Florida and gets their starting quarterback is only 8 points better than a Baylor team that lost to Texas State. And by the way, Texas State beating Baylor gave Texas State its first Power 5 win in the school's history. I'm all over the Utes. I like it a lot. Now, I also like to talk about a little Ole Miss Rebels. They're going to be down in New Orleans facing Tulane. Is a big, big game, man. 2:30 on ESPN2 from New Orleans, Louisiana. You got Dart, you got Sanders, you got Howard, Judkins running the football. How's Pete Golding's defense going to be? Man, Clayton, man, I'm just fired up about this game. And we're going to talk all things Ole Miss with Evie Van Pelt, but I got to remind you, this first hour has been brought to you by Scooters Plus. Check them out at 3425 Summer Avenue, 9 a.m. to 6 p.m., Monday through Saturday. Head on to their showroom. It's the largest showroom around. They don't just have scooters. They have golf carts. They have, motorcycles. They have dirt bikes. They have UTVs, ATVs. They got everything over at Scooters Plus, and you can check out their inventory at scootersplus.us right now. Just go check it out. Don't forget, if you're a gearhead, they got all your parts. If you need some repairs, they got you covered. Like service, sales, parts, repairs, plus financing. Scooters Plus. That's your place to go for anything outdoor vehicles. Now, we're back in 2 shakes. Time to talk Ole Miss football with Evie Van Pelt right here on Sports 56, 98.5 FM.
Homer Skelton Hyundai Genesis in Olive Branch has an offer you can't refuse. They will pay you to do business with them if you want luxury. And I'm talking the Genesis G70 car. If you would love to have that kind of new technology, they will give you a $1,000 rebate when you finance with Genesis Motor Finance. In other words, they'll pay you $1,000 to do business with them, and you get brand new luxury. You can't beat it. That's Homer Skelton Hyundai Genesis, right at the corner of Craft Road and Highway 78 in Olive Branch. Homer Skelton Hyundai Genesis in Olive Branch, where customer retention is amazing. There's a reason. They take care of you with a team that's been together for a long time. Whether it's finance or whether it's service, you can't beat them. Homer Skelton Hyundai Genesis.
Nestled in the heart of East Memphis, located corner of Park and Cherry, is a beautiful residential neighborhood. I'm here at Town Village Audubon Park interviewing a new resident, Carolyn. Share with us why you chose Town Village.
Well, if your parents or special friends need to make that big move, let me share with you my experience. It was tough for me to leave home, but then I discovered Town Village. I would like to highly recommend Town Village to you and your loved ones. After looking at all the amenities and meeting all the people and staff, I was hooked. From restaurant, bistro, 3 meals per day, housekeeping, transportation, security, health care, physical therapy, exercise room, and even a heated pool and spa. Come see us and make your new home at Town Village.
Visit us and call Daniel at Town Village Audubon Park at 901-374-7342. There's no place like home, Town Village.
Hi, this is Lauren Choate with Choate's Air Conditioning, Heating, and Plumbing. Choate's is offering some amazing specials for this month only. If you're considering upgrading your furnace before the cold weather comes, Choate's is offering $1,000 off a new Carrier furnace. If you don't need a new furnace, Choate's is now offering its early bird $60 furnace tune-up. This 22-point tune-up includes a free carbon monoxide test and heat exchanger inspection. And Choate's is your indoor air quality expert. For the best quality air for you and your family, it's recommended to have your air ducts cleaned every 8 years. This month only, Choate's will install a free UV light system when you get your air ducts cleaned, a $500 value. Call us at 347-8086 to take advantage of these amazing deals. So, turn to the experts with Choate's, and remember, let our family serve your family.
You've heard of James Gaddis Jewelers, but have you heard what they've done lately? Everything! A tremendous selection of diamonds and jewels, gold, silver, and much more. Lots of watches, tons of custom-made jewelry, fine gemstones, bracelets, necklaces, so many choices. Romantics will love the one-of-a-kind estate and vintage jewelry. James Gaddis has experts to help you with wedding and engagement rings, plus 2 repair experts for fine watches and jewelry. Layaway and financing available. James Gaddis Jewelers at 4900 Poplar.
Uncorn flavor, Corky's Barbecue.
Hi, Jimmy Stovall here with Corky's Barbecue. For 39 years, Corky's has been proud to serve our legendary slow-smoked barbecue in our dining room and drive-thru. Whether you're stopping by to pick up a barbecue sandwich, some Corky's award-winning catfish, or any other meal, you can add a third of a rack of ribs for only $7.99. You heard that right. Add a third of a rack of ribs to any order for only $7.99. You can place your order to go at Corky'sBBQ.com. That's Corky'sBBQ.com.
Listen each and every Sunday morning at 10 a.m. and join Ottawild Presbyterian Church for worship. Ottawild is a PCUSA church located in Midtown Memphis.
We are Sports 56, WHBQ Memphis, and W253 DF Memphis. Flynn Broadcasting Stations.
That is one of those things. When things get too heavy, just call me helium.
Now, back to Sports 56 Happy Hour on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. This hour is brought to you by Tito's Vodka. Here once again, Johnny Radio.
Welcome back to a little Sports 56 Happy Hour. I'm your buddy Johnny Radio. Jay Morgan Harder is in the house, and man, football is back. We got the NFL action tonight. Lions at the Chiefs, that bad boy, 7:20. And you can also hear it right here on Sports 56 98.5 FM. So we're the home for the NFL. And don't forget, on Saturday, Ole Miss at Tulane. We got coverage starting right here at 12:30 p.m. Oh, yes, that is correct. Ole Miss on the road, playing a little Tulane action. Ole Miss smoked the Mercer Bears last Saturday, 73-7. It was a beat down of epic proportions. And now this weekend, we're going to get to see them head on the road to face another top 25 team in Willie Fritz's Tulane Green Wave. And it is, a little past 12 o'clock on a thirsty Thursday, so you know what that means. It's time to talk with Evie Van Pelt. What's up, Evie?
Hey, well, just looking forward to that game Saturday and excited to be here with you and Jay Morgan.
Man, I'm telling you, Tulane, is everybody going to go over there to Carousel Bar while they're down there covering the Rebels this week?
Well, I tell you what, my plane gets in really early tomorrow, so I might have a little time to do that.
Nice. And everybody knows this is Evie Van Pelt from the Rebel Walk. The number one source for all things Ole Miss sports information is the Rebel Walk. Go to therebelwalk.com. Don't forget Twitter. It's very simple. Just go to @therebelwalk or follow Evie at Ole Miss Evie. Now, last week started off a little weird, let's just say. Holy cow, like the elation and then the devastation and people in the stands screaming, Pete Golding!
People were hopping off the Pete Golding bus.
On the first play.
On the first play from scrimmage for Mercer, yes.
It was wild, but then all of a sudden that defense looked really, really nasty, looked real good. What are some of the things that you took away from as much as you can take away from a opening game versus the Mercer Bears, and how did Pete Golding's defense look for you?
Yeah, it's interesting. I thought they looked really well outside of that first play from scrimmage. So for those who weren't watching, the very first play of the Pete Golding era was a 75-yard QB run for a touchdown. So by Mercer. So that didn't start things off very well, and we laughed later because Kiffin told us after the game that he got on the headset and told Golding, we paid you a whole lot of money to come here. I mean, he was just messing with him. This isn't what we expected. So, but after that, I think they held Mercer to just 93 total yards rushing, with 75 coming on that very first play of the game. So they buckled down and held them to 18 yards rushing. And I know people want to say it's Mercer, and it was Mercer, but I think there are many of us who can recall games where we played an FCS opponent and they gained more than that. So, I was really pleased, and I tell you what, my man, Thundering Perkins, led the team in tackles. Yes. So I felt pretty sure he would be out there, and he definitely every bit looks the part.
Now, not only did he look the part, but there was one thing I was going to tell you again. Being there on Saturday, the touchdown with the quarterback up the juice, everybody's freaking out. To be honest with you, by about midway through the second quarter, I started feeling actually sorry for that little Bears team.
Yes, I know. I know exactly what you mean. I know one time when I was a little girl and I was at an A&M game with my daddy, and I was watching A&M play, and they were pounding. I believe it was Wichita State, and I cried. And I remember, my dad had this line before the baseball movie ever had it, because there's no crying in football. You can't feel sorry for them. But I did. I felt very sorry for him. So I'm with you. I felt sorry for Mercer as well. Yeah, it was kind of hard not to. And then when you go back to that game as well, everybody, I didn't want to start there because we always start there with the quarterbacks. They all got in the ball game. They all had crazy QBRs. They all looked extremely good from the pocket. But the thing that I guess stuck out for me, and it was early on, Jackson Dart last year, we've seen him. He can make all the throws. He's got the talent. It's just, it felt like at times he was going to the wrong receivers. He was making the wrong reads. He didn't push the ball down the field. Now, some of these guys were running and they had,
5 yards of daylight in between the cornerback and the wide receiver, but he was making the right decisions and the right reads. He looked very, very good, I thought, in that game.
Absolutely. And, that's the difference. And people have asked me, what the ceiling is for Ole Miss this year. And I kind of felt like it's going to go as the quarterback goes. And last year we saw Jackson Dart sitting at about, I believe, maybe a 73 total QBR. And in the country, ranked, I don't know, in the probably mid to lower 20s. And that's just not going to do you very well in the SEC. Well, this week, he finished number 7 in the country with a 95.9 total QBR. So that, he's raised it, over 20 points. And for the folks out there who want to say, yes, but that's Mercer, well, that's why I really love the analytics of ESPN's total QBR, because you get a raw score and then they adjust it for the level of competition that you're playing, up or down. So that is factoring in that you are playing FCS Mercer. So excellent job by Jackson. He started out 11 for 11 in the game, and I think the last time that had been done was a few years ago when Matt Corral, I think, started out 19 for 19, maybe, against Vandy. Yeah. So excellent game by him. Obviously they'll be a little more tested this weekend, but, you can only play who's on your schedule, and they certainly, all 3 quarterbacks, I thought, looked very, very good.
Well, as great as Jackson Dart was, and he threw 23 passes, Walker Howard only threw 4. But, man, his QBR was 96. Walker,
exactly.
And it was ridiculous. Walker Howard looked great. Jackson Dart looked great. But Spencer Sanders, when he came in, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions, didn't complete as many, his completion percentage was a little bit different. But, man, he did look very comfortable in the pocket. And the way he moves around, you can just tell he's got wheels.
Boy, he sure does. And I tell you what, I like the way he connects with Michael Trigg. I think they've got a good connection going there. And then the true freshman, Caden Lee, he stepped up. So it's funny. I have had a lot of people ask me, well, gosh, are you worried about Ole Miss receivers? You lost Mingo, you lost Heath, and I've been telling everybody Trey Harris, Zachary Franklin, and and Dayton Wade and Jordan Watkins, and I think we saw, with the exception of Franklin, who's been out with an injury, we've seen the potential that Ole Miss has there. I will never, ever worry about quarterback or receiver under a Lane Kiffin coach team. And Zachary Franklin, for those who are asking, we did see him. We're only able to watch one day of practice a week, and Tuesday we did see him. He wasn't participating in like the 11 on 11, but he was out there running routes, which we had not seen him doing before, and he did not seem to have any, visible problem with his knee. I think he got his knee scoped, so it wasn't a big deal to begin with, but I bet he'll be back fairly soon, hopefully by Alabama.
So now that we're moving on and they're heading down to New Orleans to play a very, very good Tulane team, what is everybody talking about in Oxford? What's giving some of the Ole Miss fans a little pause for cause?
Well, I tell you what, it's got to be the Tulane quarterback, Michael Pratt. Very, very good quarterback, and he's not going to be the same Michael Pratt that we saw a couple of years ago when Ole Miss won 61-21 in the Vaught. He's just much more, like all quarterbacks, there's a jump there. He's more experienced, and as good as Jackson's QBR was, Michael Pratt was sitting at a 96.5, ranked number 5 in the country after Tulane's win this past Saturday. So we're going to be facing a very, very good quarterback, a smart, savvy quarterback, makes great reads, mobile. I just think that he's going to be the key. Our defense is going to have their work cut out for him, and so I think folks are thinking about that. I believe last time I saw, I think Ole Miss is maybe a 7 point,
7.5 point right now.
Yeah. So but I think probably it's going to be if they can handle if they can handle Pratt, then I think that that's going to bode well for him. And, you know, it's funny. I mean, I was really impressed with the whole new band of, you know, defensive players. I mean, Ole Miss, I think of the 58 new players on the team, 32 of them are on defense. I just feel like, you know, the transfers stepped up well. We've got 15 new defensive backs this year on the team. So I just think that Kiffin was actually very pleased after the game. I felt like, and you know, and in a game like that, it's an evaluation game, and it is hard sometimes to tell, but I think he liked what he saw from them.
Was he pretty happy? I was very impressed with actually the student section and everybody in there who basically made it almost to the fourth quarter.
Yes, and especially in a game that, you know, it is never in doubt. You know, that very first play of the game notwithstanding. Yeah, he was very pleased. He tweeted, I think, about him and thanked the students and was really, really just pleased with everything that he saw out there and pleased with his players. And I think he felt like they came out in the second half, and a lot of times, you know, you can have a let up, and I don't, you know, think he felt like there was that. So just an overall a really good game, came out of it, you know, relatively healthy from everything that I hear. I think we're going to be without Hudson Wolf now, tied in for a while. Caden Prescorn didn't play because of a minor foot injury that I think will keep him out a few weeks, but I expect him to be back
by Alabama,
maybe 2 to 3. I'm hoping if we could have Zachary Franklin and Caden Prescorn back, because think about it. I mean, everything that they did against Mercer was without those two, and I think that those could be very, very key pieces. But man, Trey Harris, I mean, goodness gracious, 3 touchdowns in the first, 3 minutes and 15 seconds.
Yep, that was a way to start off the year, wasn't it?
Wasn't it, though? So your very first game setting a school record for touchdowns. So that was unbelievably exciting to watch.
After the week one, and I know you were paying attention to the Rebels, but when you kind of look at some of the Southeastern Conference just basically as a whole and some of the noise after week one, of course, South Carolina getting blown out by North Carolina, Florida just being embarrassingly bad against Utah. LSU got embarrassed on national TV Sunday night by Florida State and Mike Norvell's group. You thinking maybe SEC a little overrated? Maybe Ole Miss Rebels can actually make a little noise this year in the West?
I'm thinking the Rebels can make some noise in the West for sure. And it's funny, one thing I think I had talked about before, you know, everybody, I thought the rumors of the demise of Nick Saban's team and quarterback room were vastly overrated. I kept telling folks, you know, y'all can fall for that. Oh no, Milrose, Simpson, we don't have any quarterbacks, but I'm not falling for it. And I think Alabama is going to be tough, but you're right, boy. LSU just got manhandled, I felt like, by Florida State, especially there in the second half. I wasn't used to seeing LSU get out physical like that. So, yeah, it's interesting. And I really feel like, again, I kind of take my cues from Kiffin, and he's just not one to ever come out and say, oh, rah, rah, it's going to be a great year. He's just not like that. But when he says he likes this team, he likes where they are, he likes how they're gelling, he likes their chemistry, and he thinks they're going to respond to any potential adversity in a positive way. I listen to that, you know, so I think they got a lot of things going for them this season.
Also, though, like they got a lot of things going for them, but every time I look at their schedule, I say to myself, my goodness, it is brutal. I mean, you got Alabama, LSU back-to-back, followed by Arkansas and Auburn. Don't forget that stretch in November where you got A&M, and then you head to Georgia. It is, and then you close the year out, of course, down in Starkville against Mississippi State. Like everything, this schedule just says, damn.
It really does. It does. And I think, you know, in the SEC and especially in the SEC West, I think you've got to have, if nothing else, I think you got to have a little luck in there too, and hope that you have some key players that stay healthy. I think the fortunate thing for Ole Miss this year is I feel like they have much more depth. Last year, I felt like there were positions where we had one foot on a banana peel. We had kind of by the latter part of the season, a banged up offensive line. I feel we have a lot more depth there. And obviously the quarterback. I don't want any of them to get hurt, but I would literally feel comfortable with any of the three of them out there.
I'm with you right there on that. And the other thing is, I'm kind of curious, since we mentioned the quarterbacks one more time, Willie Fritz, a hell of a coach. He's going to have his team ready to play. A lot of people say that, Tulane has, an SEC caliber, basically football team top to bottom, the type of athletes. But, man, Jackson Dart, do you think that this is his game basically throughout as long as he plays well? He's not no Spencer Sanders, no Walker Howard. Is this a chance for him to take the reins and run?
Yeah, I really think it is. Kiffin, at his Monday press conference, one reporter basically gave him the opportunity to kind of say, well, we're still looking at him, but he said, no, he's QB1. So I think unless, barring an unfortunate, injury or just something
just a terrible
crazy
performance,
happening.
3 interceptions in the first quarter, something like
right.
that.
And at that point, I don't think he'd hesitate to put Spencer in. And so I think it's probably, got to feel pretty comfortable there if you're Lane Kiffin to have those guys. And he's talked over and over about going and getting the best players out there available, in the portal. And I think he's done that. And regardless of whether you already have a solid room or not. And our new guy, Jam Griffin, out there forcing a fumble on special teams, our Oregon State running back transfer. So he did well. And, of course, Quinshawn, I think he had 60 yards, but he did have 2 touchdowns. And I think we'll probably see a much more steady dose of Quinshawn as the season goes on. I
can believe that. And when you mentioned special teams, didn't somebody win co-SEC Special Teams Player of the Week, or am I just crazy?
Yes, no. Jordan Watkins did that, and he had a punt return for a touchdown. And that is the first time, and I remember this game, the last time Ole Miss returned a punt for a touchdown.
Shoot, I don't remember.
It was 2013 in Austin against the University of Texas, and Jeff Scott did it. So,
wow.
That's been a minute there.
Yeah, 10 years.
Yes. So that went by in the blink of an eye. But, so Jordan Watkins, good, excellent job by him. I think it was a 70-yard touchdown return. And, so really I think I read where Watkins is just one of 3 in FBS so far this season to return a punt for a touchdown. So there you go. I'm excited for him, and I think he had 180 all-purpose yards on the day. He had six catches for 111 yards. This was, it was an excellent game for Ole Miss all the way around.
Ole Miss on the road facing Tulane, currently 7.5-point favorites against the Green Wave. Another team that's a 7.5-point favorite currently is Alabama at home playing Texas. These two games, which game you think is going to be, which was going to be the better game, which game is going to be the blowout?
If I had to guess, I think Ole Miss is going to be the blowout. If I had to guess between the two, I think Alabama and Texas will be a very good game. I think Alabama's going to win that game. I think also I saw an interesting fact earlier today that when Alabama is ahead in a game at Bryant-Denny, they are undefeated the last 12 years. So they haven't lost a game in Bryant-Denny in 12 years in which they've been ahead in the game.
So score first and chalk it up for Bama.
Chalk it up for Bama. So I think Nick Saban is going to have them ready to go. I thought Jalen Milroe looked really good at quarterback. I'm interested to see how Texas does and how they do, on the road in Bryant-Denny, but ultimately I think that Alabama will win that game. But I think of those two games you mentioned, I think Ole Miss is probably more likely to have the blowout.
What else y'all got going on at the Rebel Vault?
Oh, my gosh. Well, I'm flying out in the morning early, headed to New Orleans. I'm excited about that. We'll bring everybody all the coverage from Yulman Stadium and perhaps surrounding area down there. We've got some basketball info. I think the schedule is going to be released today, the men's basketball schedule. So that'll come this afternoon, and people can keep an eye out for that. And we're just going to, right now, focus on the Rebels rolling.
Man, by the way, I swear I saw this. Is Marshall Henderson doing more with the basketball team of late?
He is. I think he was in Chris Beard, the head coach, is very big on doing his fireside chats, and he's done those at Texas Tech and Texas, and he does those for the students. He wants to foster a relationship with the students, and so what better way to do that at Ole Miss than his very first fireside chat he did in the Grove with Marshall Henderson. So that's always must-see TV.
And that is awesome. Evie, I appreciate you so much. I hope you have a fun time down in New Orleans. Have a safe trip and bring back a win. Hotty toddy, dear.
Hotty toddy. Y'all have a great weekend.
That is Evie. Make sure you always check out the Rebel Walk, your number one source for Ole Miss sports information. And go to therebelwalk.com. It's really just that easy. Now, if you're going down to Tulane, you want to look good, don't you? I love looking good. Do you like looking good? Of course you do. Do you want your girlfriend to look good? Yeah. Do you want your kids looking good? Yes. Well, there's a one-stop shop, baby. 5880 Goodman Road, down in Olive Branch. Children's department, ladies boutique, menswear. Plus, they dress you from head to toe. They got the largest boot showroom on planet Earth. Western boots, work boots, dress boots, cowboy boots. You name it, they got it. Plus, they got some Hey Dude shoes. They got hats. They got Wranglers, Ariots, Miss Me, Girly Girl. They got all the fashions at Frontier Western Store. If you can't make it down to Olive Branch, 5880 Goodman Road, that is, you can always go online to frontierwesternstore.com. The cool thing about going online is once you put in your order, it's shipped out within 24 hours. Frontier Western Store and frontierwesternstore.com. Hardin-Wood is on the other side. Sports 56, 98.5 FM.
Start your day with Sports 56 Mornings with Greg Gaston and Eli Savoy. Weekday mornings from 7 to 10, right here on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM.
There's only one place for great steaks, real Italian cuisine, Southern-style meats, and fresh vegetables. It's Fratello's. Fratello's Italian Steakhouse in Hernando has a family feel and a fantastic menu. Voted DeSoto's best new restaurant in 2022, Fratello's has your favorite cuts of prime steak, lamb, and pork, along with delicious Italian dishes. And nothing is better for lunch than Southern-style meats and veggies. All your favorites and more are waiting for you at Fratello's Italian Steakhouse, Highway 51 in Hernando.
If you've tried to buy a Rolex watch lately, you know how difficult it is. New models are in rare supply. Some jewelers put you on wait lists. Others make you buy their other jewelry at inflated prices just to be considered for a Rolex purchase. Well, that's all changed now that Genesis Diamonds has arrived. Genesis Diamonds is the premier dealer of luxury pre-owned Rolex timepieces. People who come in are shocked to see Daytonas, Hulks, Submariners, Pepsis, Datejusts, all the hard-to-find Rolex watches ready to wear today. At Genesis, we've used our worldwide connections to find only the first luxury pre-owned Rolexes, immaculate, pristine watches, fairly priced with no strings attached, and with flexible financing options. So enough with the wait list and the retail jeweler games. Get the Rolex of your dreams today at Genesis Diamonds. And if you already have a Rolex and are interested in trading up, we also have Rolex buyers on site every day. Just another example of how we're forever changing the jewelry landscape here. Genesis Diamonds, official jeweler of the Tennessee Titans at Poplar and Perkins Extended.
Homer Skelton Hyundai Genesis in Olive Branch has an offer you can't refuse. They will pay you to do business with them if you want luxury. And I'm talking the Genesis G70 car. If you would love to have that kind of new technology, they will give you a $1,000 rebate when you finance with Genesis Motor Finance. In other words, they'll pay you $1,000 to do business with them, and you get brand new luxury. You can't beat it. That's Homer Skelton Hyundai Genesis, right at the corner of Craft Road and Highway 78 in Olive Branch. Homer Skelton Hyundai Genesis in Olive Branch, where customer retention is amazing. There's a reason. They take care of you with a team that's been together for a long time. Whether it's finance or whether it's service, you can't beat them. Homer Skelton Hyundai Genesis.
We interrupt this broadcast for special news and information concerning family leisure.
The world's biggest spa sale is back and bigger than ever at Family Leisure. How is that possible? Well, let me tell you. You start off with 50 different spa models to choose from 5 different manufacturers. Then you throw in up to 30% off in-stock spas and swim spas. But is that all? Oh, no. You get free upgrades on all in-stock spas, plus 24 months, same as cash. Wow! This is the kind of sale that you just can't have every day. But it's happening right now at Family Leisure, the world's biggest spa sale. Soak in the savings right now at Family Leisure, Witten Road and I-40. You know the place where family and fun come together.
Please remain calm and walk. Don't run to Family Leisure. And now back to your regular programming.
4.9-liter V8, 0 to 60, and I'm about to find out.
Now, back to Sports 56 Happy Hour on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. This hour is brought to you by Tito's Vodka. Here once again, Johnny Radio.
Welcome back to a little Sports 56 Happy Hour. I'm your buddy Johnny Radio. Jay Morgan's hanging out with me. Big thanks to Evie Van Pelt on the other side from the RoboWalk. Always, when you want some Ole Miss info, especially sports, go to therobowalk.com. Isaac Simpson joined us earlier. We have been talking about today because it's a big, big day in the world. Like, the whole world should be happy, celebrating. In fact, you should celebrate this afternoon, right when you get off work. Head over to your local liquor store and get you a big old bottle of Tito's. Oh, my goodness. I can't imagine going to a celebration without the best. And the best spirit in the world is Tito's handmade vodka, 6 times distilled, crafted and distilled, by the way, right here in the United States, down in Austin, Texas. Tito's vodka is flat out the best. So if you want the best, always get Tito's handmade vodka. We got football tonight. Lions at the Chiefs. We have you covered. We're your home for NFL football right here. So it's 7 o'clock. We're going to start the little pregame action. Kicks at 7:20. You got the Lions and the Chiefs tonight. On Saturday, 12:30, we're starting the Ole Miss broadcast. They're playing Tulane. Kicks at 2:30. Sunday, we got you covered with the Packers at the Bears. And then Sunday night, Cowboys at the Giants. And, of course, Monday, the Bills at the Jets. Where are you going to get all your football? Right here on Sports 56, 98.5 FM. Now, we're about to go to Hardwood because it just feels so good. But I do need to do a small recap for our bets. You need to get on these bad boys. If you missed any of the show earlier, I'm all up in the Lions. The whole defensive front is completely 100% different from last year. Chris Jones ain't walking through that door. He is not walking through that door. He ain't playing. Neither is Frank Clark. He's not on that team anymore. That whole defensive front for the Kansas City Chiefs does not even resemble what they did last year when they won a championship. It's definitely different. Carlos Dunlap's also not going to be
Yeah, but he's
up
like
front.
40 years old at this point. He graduated in 2008.
He did get a ring last year and played very, very well.
No, he's kept himself in. If you would have told me 14 years after he graduated college that Carlos Dunlap would still be starting in the NFL.
Got his first ring last year.
Especially on defense. That is a position where you take a lot of wear and tear. That's incredible, truly.
It is. And, again, no Frank Clark. Again, no Chris Jones. I'm scared about that. And the other thing that scares me, if Travis Kelce does not go, do you trust Kadarius Toney, Sky Moore, Marquez Valdez-Scantling, Blake Bell? The answer to me is hail to the Nizzo, especially when Detroit goes out there and basically locks up their secondary. Your corners, Emmanuel Mosley and Cam Sutton. Your safeties, they got C.J. Gardner, Johnson, and Brian Branch. I love that. Aiden Hutchinson last year was a beast. I think he's going to be another beast. And the big thing for me is, Amon-Ra St. Brown against that secondary. Jared Goff sitting in the pocket because nobody can get to him if he has a clean pocket, plus that great offensive line, and don't forget, they got David Montgomery from the Bears last year, and they drafted Jahmyr Gibbs, who's a speedster out of Alabama. I just feel like this offense and defense is going to be better. And for Kansas City, the wide receiving core, totally different. The defensive front, totally different. Don't trust it. The other play is in college football. How is Utah only an 8-point favorite in this game? That's the only thing that scares me because they're playing Baylor. Utah beat the brakes off the Gators in week 1. They get their starting quarterback, Cam Rising, back this week. They are on the road. They'll be in Waco playing the Baylor Bears. The Baylor Bears lost to Texas State last week. They also lost their starting quarterback. Baylor is not a good football team. They're going with their backup. Utah gets their best quarterback. I think Kyle Whittingham and the Utes put it all over the Baylor Bears. So those are my 2 easy plays, and then don't forget the Ravens. They're going to kill the Texans. Lay the 10.
I actually think Ole Miss
against Tulane
covers easy. Not even close, John. The narrative around Tulane is so overvalued because they've got their quarterback back. What's the quarterback's name? Does anyone here know their quarterback?
Yes, Michael Pratt.
Michael Pratt, okay. He's the only player they returned. They lost damn near everybody on that team last year, but they made such a big deal out of Pratt coming back that they're like, well, they got the quarterback back. Look how good they were last year. That means they're going to be good again. No, it's just not. It doesn't equal that at all. I think they're going to be way worse. I think Ole Miss being a touchdown favorite is a joke. I mean, imagine if Tulane hadn't had the year they had last year, and I told you an SEC team was favored by only 1 touchdown exactly over an American Conference team. You would say that's a joke and hammer the line, right? But because it's Tulane, everyone's so scared of Tulane because they have Michael Pratt. But who the hell is Michael Pratt? Screw him. They stink. They're going to get murdered. Take Ole Miss. Hammer Ole Miss.
I love it. Hotty-toddy. Take the Rebels. Also want to tell you to take yourself across the bridge over to Arkansas to Meadowbrook Country Club at 1250 West Broadway. It is this has been a club that's been private since 1959. It just became semi-private on September 1st. That means you can join the club. It's very simple. You can be a part of, if you live downtown in Harbortown, or if you live at River Tower or the Artesian, if you live in the downtown area, go and be a member. It's $350 a month. That includes your golf, swimming pool, the tennis courts, pickleball, the dope restaurant, the great bar. Man, they got $7 Bloody Marys with Tito's. I loved going over to Meadowbrook last week. I'll be heading out there a whole lot. They got great little Champion Bermuda greens. It's a great little track. Check it out. But again, it's semi-private. So if you don't want to join, if you just want to be a member for a day, go out there for $59, play 18 holes. That includes your cart. Head on out there, tell them that Johnny sent you. Go and see their pro, Mark Bartlett. He can get you, he's one of the 3 elite fitters in the Mid-South for Shrixon clubs. Plus, he is great at teaching lessons. Do you know that I was out there, I spent like 20 minutes with Mark, and I was hitting bombs, Jay?
Wow, it only took 20 minutes.
Yes, and then I played a great round. I don't know if you know this. Like Mark said it this way. You know what he said? I'm a good golf coach. Makes it a lot easier when I'm coaching an athlete. And I was like, yeah, buddy, thank you very much. No, that's what I'm saying. The dude can go out there, look at your swing. He makes it easy for you. He's not trying to, I don't want to be a pro. I just want to be able to hit the ball out in the fairway, get it up and down, put it on the green, knock in a few putts. He's got you covered. Check out Meadowbrook Country Club again. It's over there at 1250 West Broadway, just 10 minutes from downtown Memphis. So let's go to Hardinwood.
This is Access Hardinwood.
Woo-wee. Do you see what Kevin Costner got hit with today?
What?
You know he's getting divorced from his wife.
No.
Yeah, dude. He's got to pay her $63,000 a month. Bro, that is painful, is it not?
No, that's tough.
And remember, Kevin Costner, he played in that baseball movie, remember?
Yeah, Field of Dreams.
Crash. No, yeah, he was in the Field of Dreams too, but wasn't he also in
Bull Durham?
Bull Durham.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. He was the veteran catcher. He had to catch Crash Davis. Or was he Crash Davis?
Hang on.
What are you trying to remember? You're the film guy. I figure that these things are like something that if I ask you, I don't have to look them up because you're a film major.
Right, no, preparation would be a very negative thing.
Are you trying to say something, son? God.
Well, you took a shot at me, John. I have to take one back.
Yeah, that's fair. That is fair. But no, man, I can't believe that. That's crazy. $63,000 a month. She was asking though for guess how much? $160,000. I have to say, I feel like the judge kind of did a little more than splitting it down the middle. She'd be getting $80,000, but she's only getting $60,000. So, did the judge do Kevin Costner some favor because he likes Yellowstone or maybe Field of Dreams?
Perhaps so.
Perhaps.
Perhaps so, John.
Got depressing news. You know the Mark Zuckerberg and Elon Musk fight? Dana White came out and said it's not going to happen. He said it's donezo. I think that means done, right?
Yeah, no, it's not happening.
You know why it's not going to happen? And it ain't the weenies' fault. I figured that Mark Zuckerberg would not. I mean, like, dude, I can't stand Mark Zuckerberg. I want to punch him in the face. But he was willing to fight Elon. You know who backed out of this joint? It's Elon Musk. I don't know, man. That's kind of disappointing because I was thinking about putting some money on Elon, man. Mark Zuckerberg's 5'7", $140. Like, I don't care if he's training with Israel Adesanya and jiu-jitsu and all that stuff. All you have to do is take big old fat Elon and go sit on his chest, punch him in the face a few times, and now we're not going to see it. So there's that.
That's too bad.
Now, have you heard about LeVar Ball and Jello? What they did, they put on social media?
Yeah, LiAngelo benched 400.
Bro, that ain't 400 pounds. I've seen a lot of bars and I've seen a lot of weights. His math ain't adding up. Like those little plates, like you was saying, man, I think that math ain't mathing. Man, that's like maybe 280. Maybe. And plus, if he said it was 420 the whole time and then he started adding up all the weight and then it ends up at 430, come on, LeVar. You're not. I don't need Jello, pictures of Jello working out. I don't like Jello. Like, he's the one kid that's not good at anything. Man, he ruined it. By the way, LeVar ruined his son's career. Lonzo, those shoes.
It'd be 77.5 on either side, so that would be like a plate. Yeah, No,
because he says the bars only weighs 30 pounds.
179.
No, he's got the bar at 30-pound bar. Bro, please, this little 30-pound bar is going to hold 400 pounds? I don't think so. But anyway, the reason I bring up the ball is, there's been a lot of conversation that Deion Sanders is doing his best LeVar Ball, and that he's basically promoting Colorado like LeVar Ball promoted his kids. It's over the top. And I have to say, I totally disagree with that. How long has it been since anybody's been excited to see Nebraska play Colorado in football? Yeah, I don't remember the last ever. Time. Like, I really don't. Dude, is Colorado-Nebraska not a must-see game this week?
Very much so. I'm very interested to see how Matt Rule, that team looked a lot better in week one, man.
Yeah, they did. And again, Sims throws that interception when they're moving into, that Coleman caught the touchdown in the corner. Minnesota doesn't win that game. Matt Rule starts his Nebraska.
I feel like I've said this
10-year 1-0.
I've said this stat a million times. Matt Rule came off the death penalty at Baylor and won 7 games.
Yep.
That's crazy, man.
He can coach.
The guy knows how to coach football.
And on the road in Minnesota, they almost got the dub. Almost got the dub.
They scored on a dropped ball that they threw for a touchdown.
But Nebraska blew it in the final 3 minutes and 50 seconds of that football game.
Yeah, but you could also say they should have never been there in the first place. That was a crazy play.
That touchdown was a crazy play.
That's what I'm saying.
That was crazy.
That was crazy, man.
But Colorado, Nebraska, Colorado a 3-point favorite. And for those saying that, again, Deion Sanders is all pomp and circumstance, go look at that coaching staff. Go look at how he runs his program. That is an NFL coaching staff that he's put together. And I don't know if you noticed that they brought in 80 dudes this year. And in week 1 on the road, did those 80 dudes who are 21-point dogs against TCU not go out there and take care of business? And his son, Shedeur Sanders, balled out 4 touchdowns, 510 yards. And let's not forget, who's probably, who do you think the best athlete in football is right now? Is it not
Tyreek Hill?
I mean, no, I'm talking about college.
Oh.
I mean, is it not Travis Hunter?
Oh, very much so.
I mean, this dude had over, what was it, 11 receptions, over 100 yards?
Tell you what,
an interception, played 140 snaps.
He's figured out something that I've never seen. Very few athletes I've seen capitalize on this. You know, he streams daily. So, and it's not like he's streaming a video game. He just turns on the stream and talks to the chat. People are talking to him, and he's answering their questions. He goes, man, I could have played. Same thing he said in the postgame. He's talking about it's basically just like an elongated postgame press conference or whatever, but it's just a press conference essentially that he does every day. He has tapped into something that's going to make him a lot of money, and I think if other athletes started doing it, it would make them a lot of money. It's a great idea that he's doing. I like it quite a bit.
I like it too. Do you remember Hank Baskins?
I know Carol Baskin.
Carol Baskins killed her husband, whacked him. Can't tell me that it didn't happen. Except for they found him alive down in...
Except that he's still living and breathing.
Yeah, he's still living and breathing. So she didn't actually kill him. But Hank Basket. Do you remember Hank Basket?
I don't.
Dude, he was a really very average wide receiver in the National Football League for the Eagles way back in the day. You don't remember him at all? He ended up marrying one of Hugh Hefner's girlfriends, Kendra.
Oh, wow.
And this is why it's kind of a sports story, because Hank Basket, former Eagle wide receiver, is such a nice guy that when he divorced his wife, Kendra, she just had a little panic attack because she has 2 kids and a job, and she's not living in Hugh Hefner's mansion or off his fame anymore. She had a panic attack. You know who went to the hospital to make sure she was okay?
Ex-husband.
Her ex-husband, Hank Basket. That's a life lesson right there, isn't it? Even be nice to your ex-wives.
For sure.
Because you know what? It makes everybody look at you like, damn, he's such a nice guy. What do you think?
I like it, John.
I like it too, man. I like it. I also like winning money. We've been giving you free bets all day long. Again, I told you why I like the Lions, why I like the Utes, why I like the Ravens. On the other side, though, it's time to get down and find out what Jay likes. Sports 56, 98.5 FM.
Be sure to follow us at Sports 56 WHBQ on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube to watch live video of our shows, stay up to date with station events, and have chances to win prizes. Don't miss out on anything that's going on. Follow us at Sports 56 WHBQ.
Moving is stressful, but Black Tie Moving can take the worry out of the process. Whether you're moving across town or across country, moving your home or your office, your personal moving concierge from Black Tie Moving will work with you to design a plan that perfectly fits your budget and needs. And they're available 24/7 to answer any questions you have. Give Black Tie Moving a call at 901-316-6196 or go to blacktiemoving.com/Memphis to get your personal, no obligation quote from the moving experts at Black Tie Moving.
Grapevine Liquor and Wine has the largest selection of bourbon in North Mississippi and wines from all over the world. Let Jimmy the Delta Boy help you select the perfect spirit or wine to impress. Whether you're looking for the best price or a certain flavor profile, Grapevine Liquor and Wines has it. If you want good southern treatment and the hottest prices, Grapevine Liquor and Wine, Getwell Road, South Haven.
Hotty toddy, gosh almighty, where do you get your bourbon? Flim flam, bim bam, Grapevine, by damn.
We interrupt this broadcast for special news and information concerning family leisure.
The world's biggest spa sale is back and bigger than ever at Family Leisure. How is that possible? Well, let me tell you. You start off with 50 different spa models to choose from 5 different manufacturers. Then you throw in up to 30% off in-stock spas and swim spas. But is that all? Oh, no. You get free upgrades on all in-stock spas, plus 24 months, same as cash. Wow! This is the kind of sale that you just can't have every day. But it's happening right now at Family Leisure, the world's biggest spa sale. Soak in the savings right now at Family Leisure, Witten Road and I-40. You know the place where family and fun come together.
Please remain calm and walk. Don't run to Family Leisure. And now back to your regular programming.
At Sissy's Log Cabin, you'll find only spectacular natural diamonds that will remain treasured for generations. That promise is now symbolized by the engraved Sissy signature and sapphire, representing our guarantee of extraordinary service, selection, experience, and quality. Stop by any of our stores or visit sissyslogcabin.com and experience the Sissy's Promise for yourself. Find a jeweler for a lifetime, only at Sissy's Log Cabin, because life's too short for ordinary jewelry.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Hey folks, Ryan McElroy here with Sunrise Buick GMC. I know the temps are going up, but the prices are dropping here at the Sunrise Super Summer Sale. Huge selection of new and used cars, trucks, and SUVs. Discounts up to $6,500 and a $12 million used car inventory. If you're not 100% happy with your car, don't pay another penny on it. Top dollar for trade-ins, or we'll just buy it from you. Bad credit, slow pay, bankruptcy, it's okay at Sunrise. Call, click, or come on in to any of the 3 Sunrise locations here in town. Covenant Pike, Wolf Chase, or Carnival, come check us out at sunrisememphis.com. We make it fun to buy a car.
Today, I consider myself the luckiest man on the face of the earth.
Now, back to Sports 56 Happy Hour on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. This hour is brought to you by Tito's Vodka. Here once again, Johnny Radio.
Welcome back to a little Sports 56 Happy Hour. I'm your buddy, Johnny Radio. Happy Thursday, everybody. It's the best Thursday of the year because it's the first Thursday night where we have NFL action. Lions, Chiefs, I'm fired up again. I already got the Lions plus the 6.5. Right now, you can get them plus the 4.5 if you want to take them. Defensive front's different. Wide receiving core is different. Travis Kelce out is going to be crazy. I like the dog tonight. Also love, again, the Texans this weekend. I told you I like Utah -8 against Baylor. Jay Morgan, do you have a play for the day?
Well, I like all of those divisional. Oh, you mean just one for today?
No, any game you want in the whole world. Well, I just want to get my action in.
I don't really have one for today other than I'm with you on the lines 100%. I'm locked in at the 6. I think that's a great number right there. So I really like that one a lot. Other than that, like I said earlier, I would get those divisional games, those home dogs now. I mean, if people start to realize how big of a discrepancy there is in that number, like I said, 88% clips they hit at in divisional games in week 1, I would take all of those and get them early. So it might not be a bad idea to get those today.
Like we're talking Cowboys, Giants, the Rams, the Seahawks.
No, it has to be a divisional game, home dog. So it's
divisional game, home dog. So like the Giants then would count.
Giants,
3.5 at home.
Giants, Colts, Jets, and Browns, I think, are the 4. So those are the 4 that I really like quite a bit, and that's what I'm playing this weekend.
Well, I'll tell you one thing. You know what else I like? I like being able to sell my house fast. Like, how would you like to be guaranteed to close in 5 days? Well, I got the guy for you. It's my buddy Bill at I Buy Houses. Any house, any area, as is. It's as simple as that. You go and see my buddy Bill at I Buy Houses. Bing, bang, boom. I just sold your house. Give him a call anytime you want to, 901-406-1101. And again, this is any house, any area, as is, as simple as that. Don't let your house be foreclosed on. Call 901-406-1101. Sell that junk in a flash. Guaranteed to close in, again, 5 days. You just got a house that was left to you because somebody passed. Sad stuff. And you don't really want to do a whole lot with it. It's going to be a lot of work to fix it up and then sell it. You don't even have to do that. All you have to do is pick up your phone and call 901-406-1101. Call my buddy Bill at I Buy Houses. Now, what's going on with the Raiders, by the way, Jay? Did you see Chandler Jones basically go off on his new team?
Yeah, they deserved it too, by the way.
I'm just kind of finding out about this.
So he tried to go up to the facility on an off day and work out. Which is something that a professional athlete should always have the capabilities to do.
If they want to work out, I don't know if you know this, we pay them to be athletes.
And the facility was locked, and he was pissed, and he went on the internet and he shouted out the coach, shouted out to the GM, shouted out the whole entire organization, and
How
said
is it
this
he
is
can't
why
go get a workout?
Exactly. He said this is totally unprofessional what you all are doing, and then people are making him out to be the one that's unprofessional. No. He is the one that was going to work on his craft on his off day. It's the rest of them that are unprofessional.
That is one of the crazier stories. And again, Chandler Jones has had one hell of a career. The Raiders just paid him a big fat bag to come over there, and he completely goes off because, again, as I said, Josh McDaniels just ain't that dude. And that regular organization, as long as it's being run by Lloyd Christmas, will never be what it's supposed to. Jones, by the way, 3-year, $51 million deal. Can't even stand his new team. We got football tonight for Jay. I'm John. Get out there, make the world a better place. See you on the flip side. Peace.
So you need to sell your house? I have the solution. Call 901-406-1101. That's 901-406-1101. Call my buddy Bill at I Buy Houses. Any house, any area, as is. It's literally as simple as that.